Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I wanted to do something a little bit different. It does involve vinyl, which a lot of my channel is reviewing vinyl. I've been doing a couple, straying away a little bit from what the norm is for what I usually put out as content. I've gotten some really good feedback, but I don't want to stray too far from what's got me to this point, which is talking about vinyl. There's a lot of collectors out there. The interest in Elvis has never been greater. A lot of great new releases coming out, some great FTD stuff coming out. But a lot of times, I don't know if you ever go through this, if you have a pretty large collection like I do, and I don't have a collection near as large as a lot of folks that I keep in contact with and chat with every so often. I mean, it's sizable. It's a pretty nice sized collection. I pretty much have everything I've ever wanted or been after. There's still quite a few things I still want to get my hands on. When I say quite a few, it's probably, there's a somewhat decent amount. Like I said, there's so many things I've been able to get my hands on that I'm very happy with, both with my vinyl, my CDs, a lot of the books that are out there, a lot of great stuff. And I've always said this is the best time to be an Elvis fan. It really and truly is the best time. But what I want to do in this video is, and I'll pose this question to you. Have you ever, because I have stuff stored away upstairs. I have vinyl here, but I have the majority of my collection, a lot of it, big chunk of it is upstairs stored away in my master bedroom, kind of in the corner, actually a big part of the corner, much to my wife's dismay, but yeah, she's great about it. She doesn't really say a whole lot. Sometimes she'll kind of glance over and be like, but this is my only hobby, so she's fine with it. But and I have backed way off. I really have, as far as buying. I'm starting to pick up a little bit more than what I was. I kind of took a couple of months off from buying much. I'm starting to pick it up a little bit, but I want to still keep it, at an even level and not go too crazy. But anyway, to the point of this video, have you ever gone through your collection and you're thumbing through and you're like, I didn't realize I had this. So when I shot my last video, I was going through one of my storage boxes and I came across some stuff. And I'll show you what I came across. I thought I did have a copy of this. This is one of my favorite albums. I'm getting a copy of the new FTD version of it. But this is Fun in Acapulco. This is the LPN. This is mono. And it is on the silver top label. And really nice shape as far as the album itself and the cover. I mean, you can see there's like a little corner, like where there's paper missing here. But as you can see, like the inner sleeve, it's still pretty white. It's still a really nice shape overall. And as far as the vinyl itself, it's really clean looking. But one thing I'm starting to learn, even when I'm buying and searching for new stuff, I want the best quality, or as close to the best quality as I can get at the best price. But I always look, sometimes you can't go by the picture, and you'll see a picture of an album and it looks fantastic, but they've cleaned it. But then you read the description, they'll say, well, it's good or good minus, but it's got some pops and ticks and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't touch stuff like that. I'm kind of a vinyl snob that way. But as you can see, this really looks good. Look at there's like absolutely that's a perfect label. No spindleware whatsoever. There's side one. There is side two. Little bit on the inside, but when you look at it straight on, as you can see, no spindleware at all. So what I want to do is, I can't remember if I listened to all of these, but I want to go through a few albums and we're going to listen to it together to see how they sound, just if they sound as good as they look. So I guess that's the purpose of this. So bear with me. I'm going to throw this on the turntable. Be right back. All right, so I have side one on. It's quiet. Again, this is the mono. It sounds amazing. I am so excited to get this FTD of this. Should have it next week at this time, and I'll do a review on it.
Acapulco, sleeping in the bay. Acapulco, wake up and greet the day.
will tell you, anybody who follows my channel, this is one of my favorite soundtracks. It's absolutely fantastic. When I heard the news, I've been saying for the last 2 years, it's an absolute travesty that FTD did not release this until they did. And I was thinking the other day in my car, 1963, it's the 60th anniversary, just like they earlier released It Happened at the World's Fair from 1963. So I think there is that correlation. It's to celebrate, even though it's not listed on the album.
It's the day for
So yeah, I think this sounds good. So let's move on to the next video, the next part of the video. Hold tight. All right, so we are back. Now this next one, again, I thought I did have a copy of it, but I didn't know when I found it. Upon further inspection, not bad. It is Elvis GI Blues. If my memory serves me correctly, I probably picked this up maybe 6 to 8 months ago. I was looking for a silver spot, and this one has that. But what shows that this is an original press is it does advertise the Elvis's back, which came at that previous March of 1960. Overall, pretty good shape. There's like a little, kind of, you can see a little tear there, but all in all, it's in really nice shape. Now the cover itself, if you can see it, it's a little chewed up a little bit, especially right there. But it's got, pretty, sharp, 4 sharp corners. There's no bends, anything like that. So other than that, I mean, there's no ring wear. And then the album itself, and again, looks can be deceiving. Because if you look at the album, again, this is the mono version, and I'm actually seeing in the dead wax, I see a little bit of a scratch. But the album itself, I mean, look at the label. The label is gorgeous. The vinyl looks good. In fact, I'm seeing, and I'll clean this. What you're not seeing is me cleaning these before I put them on the turntable. I'm not going to obviously record that part of it. So I will clean that fingerprint off. But there is side 2. Again, just almost a perfect label. No spindle wear that I can see. So I'll do the same. I will pause this. And then actually I'm seeing a couple. Yeah, see, I'm seeing, I don't know if you can see it if you can see it right there. So this one, and I didn't pay very much for this at all. I think I got it from somebody on eBay. I might have paid 15, 20 bucks for it, but they described it to be in really nice shape. But like I said, it's kind of a luck of the draw. But like I said, I'm really happy overall with what I see of the vinyl. So fingers crossed that it sounds pretty good. Again, this is a mono copy, so bear with me. We'll be right back once again. All right, so we're back. Not as lucky on this one. Well, actually, you know how at the very beginning of the dead wax, before the first song, it kind of is on the very edge of the album. It's real crackly. Quiets down, like almost to a quiet as a church mouse, like to say. Sounds good. Occasional little tick, but not as good as the last record. But overall, for a 63-year-old record, sounds pretty darn good. All right, move on to the next record. All right, so we are back once again. So this one might be a bit of a trade-off. We will see. So this is another copy of His Hand in Mine. Now, as you can see, it is the silver top. Now, whether it is an original 1961, it is the LPN, the mono version. That I'm not sure of. So the sleeve, I'll show you the vinyl. Again, these can really be deceiving. So a little bit of spindle wear. Yeah, I'm actually not going to put this on the turntable. I can actually see scratches all over it. Spindle wear. So this is going to be a fill-in copy. In fact, look at, I don't know if you can see, you see that scratch right about there. This one I don't even have to even play. This is going to be more of like a fill-in copy till I get another copy. There's the original. I'm thinking this is an original 1960 because I think this is what the sleeve looked like. The New Sound America Loves Best, RCA Victor. Records. And the sleeve itself, not in the best shape. Again, I didn't pay very much for this. You know what? Just for fun, we will put it on. Just, you know, because I'm curious. I'm sure you're curious. We will put it on. We've gotten this far. Yeah, so be right back. Could be worse. Not as bad as I thought it would be. Still not great. Not up to what my standards are for when I buy vinyl. But again, as it gets further in the song, it does get a lot quieter.
You may ask me how.
So, like I said, until I can get a better copy. Now these older ones, it is hard to get. It is very hard, very difficult to find these at a good price. Because you gotta remember, these albums are 63 plus years old. So, they are difficult to find in good shape. And, you know, if you're wanting a good copy, you may have to pay a decent price for it. So, doesn't sound bad. Acceptable, I guess you could say. So, look at the next one. All right, so we're down to the last two. So this next one, I am really, really keeping my fingers crossed that it is a nice sounding copy. It was described to be in fantastic condition from what I can remember. I was very happy on it upon initial inspection. And if my memory serves me correctly, I have not put it on the turntable yet. I haven't had it that long, probably within the last year. But it is, I mean, look at this cover. This is an absolute gorgeous cover of a mono, and they always put mono in the upper right-hand corner, if you can see it right there. But if you can look at this, man, like it has all the original gloss, 4 sharp corners. This corner has a lift, you can see it's got a little bit of a fray, but other than that, it's absolutely stunning. And I remember when I got it, I thought, wow, this is nice. And this is a red spot. So the RCA UK albums had the RCA Victor black label, but it was missing, I guess for copyright reasons, it was missing Nipper the dog. It would have either a silver spot, which I think up until 64, I believe, they went to what they call red spot. So they call it an RCA silver spot or an RCA red spot. And then there is the vinyl. There's side 1. That was actually that was not a fingerprint, that was actually my reflection. Thought like, wow, this thing's dirty, but no, it's my reflection. There's side 2. Now, I am seeing already a blemish on it. I don't know if you can see it right there. See it right there. Pretty significant, so we'll see how that sounds. Didn't pay a whole lot for him because, like I said, I look and look and look, and I will scour and look through and spend a couple hours if I have to. If I'm looking for a certain thing, I will really look hard and look high and low to get the copy. And the key to being a collector, and I think this is a big part of it, and really serious collectors will definitely agree with this. The key to getting what you want, one word: patience. There's been things that I've had to wait 2 and 3 years to get until the right copy. It's like almost, it's not to the same extent. It's going to sound silly when I say this. But it's almost like looking for the car you want or a certain suit you might want. You want the right fit. You want what looks good on you, a nice ride, something that's fuel efficient. It's at a much smaller scale, but collecting, if you're a serious collector like I am and you want good stuff, I'm the same way. And a lot of times looks, as I said, looks can be deceiving on these, and you just got to kind of trust what the seller is saying. I always look to see how highly rated they are, what the description says, what the pictures look like, but sometimes even then it's not always as they say. So I am really, really hoping this sounds good. I really got my fingers crossed. It looks fantastic. Beautiful, clean labels. Like I said, the sleeve is fantastic. So let's hope for the best. I'm already thrilled. A little bit of
Cousins, kissing cousins, kissing's allowed, 'cause we're proud to be cousins.
absolutely no pop star in the song.
Hugging and squeezing, between us cousins.
All right, so this is the final album, and this one I added to my collection probably in the last year as well. It is a stereo electronically reprocessed, which a lot of these I am not a fan of. They sound very, very echoey, but it's, we'll take a look at it. It's probably, I think it is a silver spot if I remember right. Again, didn't pay that much for it. Got it from a collector, but I remember them saying that it was in really nice shape. As you can see, the original, that's in really nice shape. I can't remember. It is a silver spot. Labels look really good, but I'm seeing a couple little superficial marks maybe. Side one, or there's side one. And there's side two. And I gotta make this quick, so I just got an alert that my battery is almost dead, which will mean I'll lose the whole video. So 1 second, we'll put it on. All right, so welcome back. So something really strange happened. This is actually the next day after I shot all these segments of this video. So I was editing the video, and the last part where I actually put on the last album on the turntable, this happened to me one other time in the year and a half that I've had my channel. It was, it started out normal, and yeah, and like it moved in super slow motion, and the music was all distorted. I'm like, what is going on? So I deleted it, I re-added it, and it still did the same thing. So just quickly, it sounded, as far as how clean it sounds, it was completely quiet. 1 or 2 small, insignificant ticks, but that electronically processed stereo is brutal. I do not like it. It sounds almost haunting. I don't know what it is. It's echoey, and it just does not, I don't like it. I know several people that absolutely hate the electronically processed stereo that RCA Victor did. So, but other than that, it's a shame because it's a beautiful copy, almost flawless all the way around. But I had to re-record this because I couldn't end the video without signing off, so to speak. So I do want to thank you for watching. Thank you for those who have recently commented and subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it. So that's about it. So until next time, take care. Bye.